Hello everyone, welcome to Airtable Workshop. I'm Trace May and I'm going to talk about a series of lessons about the basics of Airtable and how you can start your own project using it. Now that we're done with our lesson 1, we're going to proceed with our lesson 2, which is about tables, records, and fields. So, you've just made your first new base. Now, it's time to make it your own. First, we'll learn about the different parts of a base. Then, we'll learn how you can customize each of them to fit your needs. We're going to start with the table. Each base is made up of one or more tables, and then a table contains a list of items of the same type, like people, ideas, or projects. Toward the top of your base, you'll see a tab says Table 1. So our new base starts out with this just one table. And then eventually we might want to add more tables to our base. But for now, let's just rename table 1 to software. There. And then this table is where we'll put all the information that we want to track for the software. And then the next one are these rows. So each record that you see in the grid is called a record. A record is an individual item in a table and could be many different things. For example, if you're making a table for tasks that need to be completed, then each row in your table is a task. And then if you're brainstorming a list of new ideas, then each row in your table is a new idea. Okay, since this is our first table, each record in the table is going to be a different software that we want to store information about. Let's go ahead and fill in the name of 3 softwares in the first column, the one that says name at the top. Okay, I'm going to put Microsoft, Adobe, Filmora. Yeah, okay. So I've put all these 3 records here. There are 2 ways that you can add another record. You can click on this plus sign below and then you can add another one. So you can put as OBS. Another option is you can right click on a cell and then you can put or insert a record above of that cell or insert a record below that cell. Okay, so we're done with the tables and then we're done with the records. Now we're going to talk about fields. By default, you'll see 4 columns in your table: name, notes, attachments, and status. These are fields. These columns are called fields, and they give you a structure in which you can put the details that are relevant to each record. Okay? So each field has a special field type that determines what kind of rich information that you can put it in. Okay, so these 4 fields that you start with all have different types. This name field, for example, is a single line field, single line text field. Okay, this is a single line text field which is suited for short, unique pieces of text. It is a great place for our software names to go. And then the next one is notes. This one is notes field or long text field, which is good for holding multiple lines or text. We can also use this to store biographical information or other notes about each of the software. You just click on the cell and then you can type whatever you want to type into, or you can also click on the arrow and this arrow button to expand the cell so you can see all the things that you want to type into. This one is like a remarks that you want to put a message or put a note on a certain software. So you can put this is Microsoft, this is my first software. Okay, so and then you can still type so many things, but I don't know what to type anymore, so I can like explore the part as well. Okay, so the next one is the attachments fields. This one is pretty straightforward. It is called attachment field. This one lets you upload one or more files to individual records, including photos, MP3s, PDFs, Word documents. We can also use this field to store pictures of different software. You can just drag and drop files into the individual cells, or you can also click on this gray plus sign button that appears when you click into a cell to bring up an image upload dialog, just like this. And then you can, you know, get your photo or anything that you want to attach in this certain record that you have. Okay, this one is a status field. This one is a single select field. This one is ideal for when you want to choose only one option from a set of options that you have predefined, just like what I did. I put active or inactive. This one, for example, is a subscription to my softwares. I can choose whether it's still active or it's not active anymore. Okay, so and then just click save, and then from there you can choose whether it's active. This one is still active, this one is inactive, this one is also inactive. So it's like this. And then you can also add a new field if you want to. You can choose from this list of field types. You can put URL, you can put a single line text. If you want just a short text, you can put another long text field, attachment checkbox, date, phone number, emails, URL, currency, and all of these things. Okay, another thing that you can do in your base is you can arrange these fields into your liking. So for example, you want this long text to be at the last column, then status at the front. You can arrange them in your likings. And you might have noticed that you can't move the leftmost part out of its position, this one right here. That's because this field is a special field called primary field. So if you click on this, you can see that says that this is a primary field. This primary field is intended to hold unique names for each of the different people, objects, or ideas that you're tracking in your table. Since values in the primary field are supposed to be unique identifiers for those records, you can't use certain field types for the primary field, like single or multiple select fields. So you cannot select it from here. You cannot see it from the list of the field types under the primary field. Or checkboxes. You can also use checkbox in here. You can just choose from this list of field types they have it here. And then another thing is you cannot also delete the primary field. So it also says here it cannot be hidden or moved. It cannot be deleted. It's not says here, but you cannot delete it. And then it says that the name is meant for a short, unique representation of each record in your table. Okay, so I'm going to save this one. If you're looking for a little more elbow room when working on a particular record, you can expand any individual record to see field values for a single record arranged vertically. You can expand the record by clicking this button here, and then this expanded record will also show the record activity feed here, which shows record level revision history, so who made changes to the record, when, as well as any comments that have been made on the record. You can leave these comments. You can leave comments on the record to communicate changes or elaborate issues and collaborate with other people. So you can put in like, I am putting this comment for whatever reason. There, I can put, I put a comment in here, so we can also do that one. Okay, so this is all for now for this lesson. We have talked about the table, we have talked about the records, we have talked about the fields. You've now learned how to put information into the Airtable in a way that matches your unique workflow. In the next lesson, we'll learn how we can customize the way you can look at and interact with this information. See you!